Now, these six fragrances were all blind buys, and I regret getting them in my perfume collection. Hey FT, it's Kiki here. I hope you and yours are doing remarkable today. And if it's your first time on my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Now, like I mentioned, I do not enjoy these fragrances. I regret getting them, and it's largely my fault because all of these were blind buys. I never should have done that. I always preach against blind buying, but I fell for it. I fell for the ads on these fragrances, and now here I am sharing with you my feedback. But I have alternatives to these fragrances. So if it's a spicy fragrance, I have something I feel is better. So if you're looking to me to guide you, I hope that the recommendations will work out for you. Anyway, if you'd like to know what all of these fragrances are, why don't you get settled, get hydrated? Let's get into the video. All right, I'm going to start off with Kaida Forsan Untained by Lattafa. This fragrance broke my heart, and I'll tell you why. So, I ordered this on the literal same day it was posted on Fragrantica. I saw it. I was so intrigued by the notes because it had a combination of notes that I enjoy in my fragrances. I'm talking lavender for its spiciness, caramel for its sweetness, some nutmeg, some cinnamon, some oranges. So I was thinking this was going to be such a sexy unisex fragrance with some sweetness and equal parts spiciness that I could literally wear, especially in the evening time as a woman, and that would smell phenomenal on a man. So I blind bought this. Straight from fragrancebuy.ca, it came to me. When I tell you I damn near shed a tear when I smelled this, please believe me, because Cat Alforsan Untamed has no ounce of femininity in its DNA. This is 100% masculine fragrance for a manly man. Okay, I don't know where the caramel is in this fragrance, but it's not here. It's more about the spiciness from the lavender, the nutmeg. You have geranium, you have some cedar wood. This is a full-on spicy, dry fragrance for a man. My goodness. And the thing is that the day I ordered this, people hadn't started sharing their thoughts on the reminds me of section in Fragrantica or on Fragrantica. And that's not to say I rely heavily on those, but I know that fragrances within the Kind Alpha Sense series are inspired fragrances. So it would have been helpful, or it would have made sense if I had waited to see people's thoughts on what the fragrance would be inspired by. So I take the blame for this purchase. That being said, this is a fragrance that smells sexy on a man. My goodness, I smelled this on a man. He smelled so freaking good. This is what a man has to wear on a cold day or on a cold evening going out. You will smell incredible. You will stand out. You will get compliments as a man while wearing this fragrance. And the performance is pretty good for what it is. And yeah, this is a fragrance that I just should not have bought because it's not a feminine fragrance at all. And again, another reason it broke my heart is that literally all the Lattafa fragrances I have blind bought have been successful except for this one. Okay, so yeah, don't blind buy fragrances if you're not sure of what they're representing, okay, because you would be disappointed. That being said, if you're looking for a sweet and spicy fragrance with almost similar notes, you want to check out Asad Bourbon, also by Lattafa. This is such a beautiful rendition of The Most Wanted by Azaro. It also sort of reminds me of Stronger With You Intensely by Armani. And those are two gorgeous fragrances that you can literally wear as a woman. I own Stronger With You absolutely and intensely. They're beautiful, delicious fragrances that always gets me compliments. And with Asad Bourbon, I've gotten compliments while wearing it as well. So if you're looking for that sweet, spicy fragrance, like I said, with notes that are somewhat similar in a way, you want to check out Asad Bourbon. It fits the bill, and yeah, it's perfect. Next is Vanilla Caramel by Ajad. Oh my god. This fragrance, you can see I haven't just touched it at all because the first time I smelled it, I literally gagged. This is a fragrance that should not have been made at all. So I saw this pop up on a store. I can't even remember where I got it from. And I looked it up on Google and I saw a review on Reddit that said this smells like a warm caramel vanillic fragrance, so delicious. It's like I was living in that delusion that this would be that delicious, sexy, gourmand fragrance. I bought this, believing a review from an anonymous writer. Let me tell you, this is headache inducing. This smells overtly synthetic. This is not good at all. I can't imagine giving this to someone because it would be unfair for them to smell like this. It just smells fake and cheap. And I know a lot of the materials used for affordable fragrances are not organic, but this one, I mean, it's doing too much. Vanilla caramel. Yeah, it's a no. Also, this brand Asiad, I don't know where they came from because do you see this bottle? Doesn't it remind you of the fragrances within the Kaya series by Paris Corner? I also assumed that this was a brand under Paris Corner. You know how a lot of the higher price Middle Eastern fragrance houses have smaller brands? I thought this was one of them. So I went with the assumption again that this would be within Paris Corner's series and this was going to be a lovely gourmand. Mm-mm. I've hardly made a dent. I smelt it one time, sprayed it on my wrist, and that was it for me. But surprisingly, I know that there will be people who like this. And if you're one of those, let me know. This, yeah, it's not good. Okay. Vanilla caramel done poorly. Mm. But then, if you're looking for an amazing vanilla caramel infused fragrance that will have you smelling delicious, doesn't smell cheap or synthetic, will get you compliments and just is beautiful entirely, you want to get Eclair by Lattafa. This is a delicious interpretation of the equally delicious Bianco Latte by Giardini di Toscana. This fragrance I live for. It's long lasting. It smells amazing. You will smell like a walking dessert. The vanilla comes alive here. The caramel comes alive here. There's some honey as well. This is just perfection in the bottle. The right way a vanilla and caramel fragrance should be done is in Eclair and not that fragrance. I literally have a headache just thinking about it. Next is one I had already decluttered. It is Haramain Lariv White Orchid Extrait de Parfum. Now, I trust a lot of Haramain's offerings. I have some of their best sellers. The quality of their fragrances is what I'll call impeccable. You're getting your money's worth. And so I blind bought this. And it's a fragrance that they really didn't do a lot of marketing on. I saw it just posted maybe once or twice. But the bottle intrigued me as well as the notes, right? I was looking for something clean and musky. And with this fragrance, it listed notes of Lily of the Valley, which is a sweet white floral fragrance. It also had some orange blossom in here, some musk as well as vanilla. So I assumed that this would be that pretty girl, clean white floral fragrance that you wear in springtime and you would just smell effortlessly chic without doing too much, you know, like the Chanel girl. That's what I thought, and I got the fragrance. Now, the bottle is stunning. It's made of white marble. It is heavy, and I just was so excited to experience and explore this fragrance. Never in my life have I almost fainted at the smell of a fragrance. This, my head was spinning when I sniffed it the first time. I have no words to describe how bad this fragrance smelled to me. Maybe it's the aldehydes in there that just turned this into dirty laundry mixed with soap and heavy musk that smelled very animalic. This pushed me to my limit. I couldn't. I would not even give my enemy the fragrance. That's how bad it is. Do you get how bad that is? Yeah. So I was just completely disappointed. It took me a full week to forget the experience of Lariv White Orchid. In fact, thinking about it just gives me goosebumps because I never in my life want to ever experience such a type of a fragrance. Now, if you're looking for a beautiful white floral fragrance, musky, clean, that gives you the essence of just sophistication, like I said, the typical Chanel girl, you need to get Rout Musk by Lattafa. This is a fragrance that, first of all, look at the bottle. I mean, it's stunning. It looks like crystal. It feels heavy and it lasts all day. This is a fragrance I recommend for you to wear to the office, for lunch dates. You smell clean. You smell like you have a great personal hygiene. You take care of yourself. It is a beautiful fragrance. It also has white florals, orange blossom, some jasmine, some musk here. This is well done. Now, I don't even know if this is supposed to be inspired by any fragrance, but it smells well rounded, well crafted, sophisticated, polished. This is the Eat Girl, Clean Girl fragrance. It fits that aesthetic. So that is what I thought that fragrance was going to be, but no, it was a complete disappointment. And if you're looking for the vibe of the clean girl, sweet girl, soft girl, you want to get your hands on Rout Musk. Next is Veneno Bianco by French Avenue. This is a fragrance with a note of coconut, which is what pushed me to get the fragrance because as the weather has been heating up, I've been yearning for and craving for more coconut infused fragrances. It also has milk in here, some white florals like tiare flower, which is creamy. It's a bit lush when used in fragrances. It also has some vanilla. So I was expecting this to be a beautiful, creamy, coconutty, vanillic experience. I was wrong. I also did not look up the reminds me of section on Fragrantica because if I had, I would have seen that it reminds people of or it's inspired by Sun-Kissed Goddess by Killian, which allegedly, according to the streets, is one of Killian's least loved fragrances per consumers, right? So I didn't look it up and I bought this. Also, it was priced really high as at the time I purchased this. It was about $60, $70. Please tell me why an inspired fragrance should cost that much. It makes no sense for a fragrance that is not original to be priced that high. Also, I am over the reptile designs. Brands, enough of the snakes on bottles. We get it, you love it, but we don't enjoy it. That also is a minus for me. But coming to the juice of this fragrance, it has no bearings to coconut. There's nothing creamy about this fragrance. There's nothing sweet about this fragrance. There's nothing coconutty about this fragrance. This to me smells like a suntan lotion. It is floral in the way it smells. It's almost green in the way it smells. I don't enjoy this. It has a rubbery feel to it as well. I cannot stand the smell of Veneno Bianco. There is nothing sweet about it. There is nothing gourmand about it. This to me was a lie. And then when I looked up Sunkissed Goddess, I also saw the reviews. People just don't enjoy that fragrance. So it makes sense how bad this is. But hearing people say this is such a delight, a coconut head, nah, it's a lie. It's a big, big lie. Unfortunately, I saw the reviews on Sunkissed Goddess after. And yeah, for me, this is a big fail and a big regret. Now, if you're really looking for a coconut fragrance that has the creaminess, the sweetness, it has some floral nuance to it, you want to check out Coconut Leche, also by French Avenue. This is a delicious coconut fragrance. It smells like sugared coconut cookies that has a burnt crispiness to it. It's like the cookies were left a little bit longer to bake, and it has that smoky smell that is sexy and smells delicious and is very addictive, somewhat intoxicating in the way it smells. I adore this fragrance so much. It is one that I have been wearing a lot lately as the weather has been heating up. This is that coconut fragrance that I was looking for in Veneno Bianco. I would take this 100 times over before I think of wearing Veneno Bianco. So if you're like me, looking for that right, creamy, sweet, slightly floral coconut fragrance, please get Coconut Leche, also by French Avenue. Next is Armaf Yum Yum, and I believe I was sold a lie because this is one that I saw a few reviews on TikTok and they were describing this as a sweet cherry fragrance that looks like the bottle, which is like a cherry milkshake. It is so delicious. Oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. It's the best cherry fragrance. Lies. Let me tell you, this one, it smells like a fragrance you reserve for, kids, maybe teenagers, because it is a sweet cherry fragrance that is not what a grown woman should wear. If you're in college, you don't want to smell like this. If you're working, you don't want to smell like this. It smells cheap. It smells synthetic. It smells artificial. It smells like a hairspray you get at a dollar store. I don't understand this fragrance at all. Now, our noses are different, our olfactory experiences are different, but please, there are better cherry fragrances out there. This is not the end all and be all. This is not what people touted it to be. Okay? I know it's cherry, it has some vanilla, it has some powdery notes. This doesn't smell good. Like I said, it smells like a cheap hairspray. Why would you want to smell like a cheap hairspray? Tell me one good reason why you want to smell like that. Ladies, my job is to make you smell good, even if it costs $10. And I'm going to give you fragrances that will smell fantastic, that smell better than this. There's so many options, okay? So this is a big fail. It was all a lie, the way this fragrance is described. So if you love your cherry fragrances and you think that this is something you're missing out on, you're not. If you believe me, trust me, this is one that you can easily skip. Now, if you're looking for that cherry fragrance that will give you the grown and sexy vibe, look no further. I've got La Collection Antiquities 1505. This is a sexy cherry fragrance. Take it from me. I'm not the biggest fan of cherries, but this has turned me into a believer. La Collection Antiquities 1505 is Lattafa's take on Cherry Smoke by Tom Ford. Let me tell you, this right here is your dark cherries with saffron. You have some spiciness from incense, and it just turns into something you want to bathe yourself in. You will leave such an intoxicating scent trail. People will want to know what you're wearing. Type of fragrance is La Collection de Antiquities 1505. This is cherry that is bold. This is cherry that is beautiful. This is cherry that is in your face. This is cherry that will get the juices flowing. What? I crack myself up. But for real though, this is a good cherry fragrance. There are lots of cherry fragrances that I would not touch with a 10-foot pole. This is one that I want to get a backup bottle of. Like I said, it's inspired by Cherry Smoke, which to me is the best of the cherry series by Tom Ford. Get this fragrance. Forget Yum Yum. I don't know what, there's nothing Yum Yum about that fragrance, in my opinion. I don't get it. If you have an experienced nose, I guess you would understand where I'm coming from, but don't do yourself the disservice of getting Yum Yum. 1505 by Lattafa is where it's at. This is a sexy fragrance. The only difference is I would say you should wear this in evening time, but if you want to wear it during the daytime, just 1 or 2 sprays is good because this is potent and it will get you compliments. This is a compliment magnet. Meanwhile, Yum Yum will have people saying, "What are you wearing?" in that, oh my God, type of way. And you don't want that. And finally, Harim Maultan by Khadlaj is one that I was so excited to get because the oil went viral. It's a beautiful, delicious, tropical type of scent. I mean, the oil. So they decided to recreate that in a perfume version, and I was really so pumped up to get it and try it. Who wouldn't want to smell delicious, especially in summertime? I got that fragrance, and let me tell you, polar opposites. I have decluttered it, so I don't have it here, but Harim Maultan is a screechy, sharp, piercing type of citrusy fragrance. There is nothing sweet or fruity about it. I initially thought it because I got it, it was brand new, let it sit. When I got it like a few months after, it was still smelling that way. There was no way I was going to keep that in my collection, okay? I have come this far not to smell like a sharp bottle of flavored alcohol. Also, the performance is so bad. It's something that you spray and maybe 30 minutes after you can't smell it anymore. Why? If you knew you were going to recreate something that went viral that is so successful, I would think you want to make it better. Intensify the performance, sweeten it up, make it one that is hard to resist and people will talk about. But it's not. I wonder why. Khadlaj, you need to work on reformulating that fragrance if you're still interested in keeping it as an EDP. Left to me, I would not. The oil is still very, very successful. So Harim Maultan was a complete disappointment. It's nowhere near smelling like the oil. In fact, the oil is better, lasts all day, and projects. Perfume, no projection, disappears after a few minutes, smells sharp, nothing good about it, to be honest with you. You can even make your own perfume out of the oil as you're watching this. but I'm not going to teach you how to create stuff in a lab. I mean, I was expecting Harim Maultan to be a sweet, tropical, everyday fragrance that I could wear maybe on days that I don't have anything to really think of. I could just pick it up and go, because that's what the oil does for you. You want to wear it with everything, or just put it on your pulse buttons and go about your day. But unfortunately, you're not getting that with the perfume. So it's a no. If you're looking for that sweet, fruity fragrance that is perfect for everyday wear, I have Afif by Lattafa. Now, this is somewhat under the radar, or should I say, has been ignored by a lot of people. And that's because the assumption was that Afif is another Herba Pura inspired fragrance, which a lot of people are tired of. But having had this in my collection for months now, going to a year, I can tell you that this stares away from Herba Pura. This is more like a sweet peach and orange blossom fragrance. Orange blossom brings in some sweetness. Peach is juicy and just enjoyable in this fragrance. The blend of the two together makes for a beautiful experience when it comes to an everyday fruity fragrance. Now, it's not a loud performer. It has a moderate projection, and I think that that is perfect for when you're thinking of an everyday type of fragrance, especially with a fruity accord. So I recommend Afi for you if you're in the market for something simple, everyday wear type of fragrance that will definitely get you compliments. This is one of those. I don't have to think much in terms of how this would turn out on your skin. It's just direct. It's a sweet, peachy floral fragrance, or a sweet, fruity floral fragrance. And there you have it, my love. These are the 6 fragrances that I should never have bought because I should have listened to my words, which is do not blind buy. So what I would say is, if you know people who have fragrances you're interested in, talk to them, reach out to them to get their honest thoughts and feedback on them, or try to get a sample before you take the plunge, because, things are pretty expensive these days. And I hope you can check out the recommendations that I shared. All of these are fragrances in my collection that I wear constantly and I really enjoy, and I hope you can try out as well. Now, are you surprised with some that I mentioned here, or any that I mentioned here? In fact, are you surprised with all the fragrances that I listed in my blind buy fails? Let me know in the comments. And what are your blind buy fails you have experienced in recent times by Millicent houses? Please let me know in the comments as well. Thank you so much for being here with me. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Until then, please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I can't wait to see you soon. Do not forget, you're made for more. You're a star, a beautiful, bright, shiny star. I can't wait for the world to see all you have in store. See you soon. Mwah.